Israeli troops continue to carry out massive strikes on Hamas-controlled areas of the Gaza Strip. Since the beginning of the escalation, more than 32,000 Palestinians have been killed. About 75,000 more have been wounded. Since the beginning of the week, the Israelis have been carrying out a sweep of the Al-Shifa hospital complex and its environs. More than 150 people have already been killed in the operation, and several hundred more have been detained on charges of links to Hamas. Palestinian militias launched several sorties against IDF positions outside the medical facility. However, none of them were able to inflict tangible damage on the Israelis and disrupt the operation. Israeli troops began evacuating the population towards Deir al-Balah. About 4,000 people headed south, of whom at least 300 were detained by the Israelis. Humanitarian aid drops continued throughout the week, with a total of about 10 tons of food delivered to the region. Trucks with drinking water and foodstuffs also arrived in the north of the enclave. In the central part of the enclave, the situation remained unchanged. The Israelis regularly struck various targets, but did not take any offensive action. Nusayrat, which the IDF never attempted to occupy, came under the heaviest fire. As a result of one airstrike alone, more than 40 people were killed in the city, and a dozen more wounded. In the south of the enclave, clashes continued in Al-Qarar, where Israelis were blowing up the remaining Hamas underground passages. The village itself was surrounded by Israeli forces late last year, but has never been captured. IDF aircraft bombed Rafah, where there were daily casualties. At the same time, Israeli troops continued to prepare for the offensive, the plan for which has been officially approved by Netanyahu. In the West Bank, police raids continued throughout the week. During that time, some 150 people accused of aiding and abetting Hamas were detained in the region. The fiercest clashes took place in Nablus, where operations are conducted on an almost daily basis. In one ambush, Kataib Shuhada al-Aqsa militants managed to disable at least 2 bulldozers. There have been several terrorist attacks in the region that have not been without casualties. A gunman killed 2 policemen south of Bethlehem before being shot in retaliatory fire. Another terrorist opened fire with an assault rifle on an Israeli minibus near the settlement of Dolev. 6 people were injured, and the attacker sought refuge in a mountainous area, where he was eliminated by attack helicopter fire. The usual strikes by the sides against each other's territory continued on the Israeli-Lebanese border. Hezbollah reported hits on military bases and IDF positions. The Israelis fired rockets at populated areas in southern Lebanon. At the same time, the IDF command reported that Hezbollah targets in Aita Ash-Shab, Aita Raun, and Al-Adis were hit.